Hi everyone, good morning. Morning everybody. As usual, we start with a very big smile year to year. Good morning everyone. Nice big smile, please. Yeah, nice big smile. Yeah, yes, you all are there. Very good, very good. I'm happy. Yeah, good morning. See, Yashaswini, no class for you all. Juniors, you're still logging. Okay, I have no problem. Ravish, everybody, all. Yeah, Ahmad, Yashaswini, Yama, Megha. Good morning, everybody. Love you. Okay, ready? Shall we start? Okay. Yesterday, I talked to you about international logistics. When I talked about international logistics, I essentially meant the logistics between countries. Why is the international logistics? Okay, Yashaswini, your class is at 12. Why is international logistics important? Because it doesn't involve domestic logistics. Within a country, when you transfer, all you have to decide is which mode of transport you do and how much it costs you in the domestic currency. But when you talk about international logistics, you have a different country and a different country to deal with, your country and another country, sometimes two different countries altogether. Now, what happens when I talk about two different countries? Two different countries means two different currencies, two different laws, regulations, two different export import policies. All right. So these are the things. Now, what do you mean by policies? Policies, it may be, see, some countries will give you subsidies, some countries will not give you subsidies. Some countries will tax you, some will not tax you. There are international agreements which you have to abide by. Also, you had this, I talked to you about regional agreements, economic agreements, whereby you had, we started from ASEAN and SAARC, the basic ones. Then we went to NAFTA, like NAFTA, that is free trade areas. From free trade areas, we went on up to the European Union, the union where you have a political union for trade. So these things are there. Suppose, see, I always advocate that as exporters, Indians should try and go to European Union. I mean, I was not that I advocate. I was trying to tell you why it is necessary, and it makes things simple. European Union, along with Britain, had 28 countries. So with Brexit, it is 27 countries. See, I intend to talk to you about some things about Brexit and the European Union. In while I will not today, tomorrow or some other time, I'm going to talk to you about Brexit and European Union. What has happened? How are they dealing with the situation? Various situation. It's very interesting. We have to talk about it as a case study. Currently, what is the situation? Let's talk about here. We're talking about two different nations. We talk about different policies, different trade agreements between the countries and between our country and that country. Also, I'm talking about international trade agreements. Now, I was talking to you about why India, yes, Vino, hi, why India should have a trade with European Union. See, when you customize a product, you have to customize it for a particular country. All right. Now, when you customize it for any one country in the European Union, you're customizing it for now it is 27 countries, 27 countries of the European Union. Minus Britain, it is 27 countries, it was 28. So things become simple. Imagine you're taking agarbatti from India, you're exporting it to France. All right. If you may have to see that the perfume is mild. We Indians like stronger perfume. So in France, the perfume has to be milder. There has to be no smoke in your agarbatti. Maybe, or maybe you have to make an agarbatti that, you just have to plug it into the plug point, into the socket, and the agarbatti will emit some perfume without smoke, without lighting fire, and such things. Maybe you'll have to the incense stick. Agarbatti is a incense stick. So generally, we in India, Bangladesh, Nepal, Sri Lanka, what we do is we light up the incense stick, and then the ash will fall. There will be a glow, because we have most open spaces and all. Having lighting a fire inside the house is not a big deal for us, but it may not be a big, it may be a big deal for someone who has a central AC in their apartment or something like that. So similarly for European countries, suppose for France, you're customizing it. Then how does it? What will you can use the same customization for all the countries of the European Union. Is that clear? So that is why you spend more less on research and development. You spend less on thinking about different packaging, labeling, etc. If you do the correct labeling for, say, France, you have won over the whole European Union. You can do it for, you can sell the same incense stick in the same form as you sent it to France to 26 other countries. 26 means France included. I'll start saying 27 for European Union because Britain is not there anymore. Excuse me. Okay. So yesterday I talked about international logistics, and there are different export-import regulations and forms to be filled, etc., etc. You're talking about insurance. You're talking about different agencies in the middle, legal agencies, government agencies, different governments to deal with. All this, all right. International waters, international airways. There are a lot of things that we are dealing with. Excuse me. Yeah. So yesterday I gave you seven mini cases, but and to read them, but I don't think you will understand unless I explain what it means. Now take the seven mini cases. We are talking about John Deere. John Deere and Company, yeah. John Deere and Company is famed for the manufacture and supply of machinery used in agriculture. If you can listen to me, you need not follow the slide. This is a Microsoft Word document I have given you. You can just listen to me. John Deere and Company, it's called DEERE, John Deere and Company, is famed for the manufacture and supply of machinery used in agriculture, construction, and forestry, as well as diesel engines and lawn care equipment. So in 2014, it was listed 80th in Fortune 500, America's ranking, and in 2013, 307th in 500, Fortune Global 500 ranking. So it's a big company. Supply chain cost reduction. See, John Deere and Company has a diverse product range which include a mix of heavy machinery for the consumer market and industrial equipment. As I said, it is for forestry, it is for construction and agriculture, and all this machinery is made to order. All right. Now, retail activity is extremely seasonal. All right. Retail activity is seasonal. Now, why? Look at it like this. You are making lawn mowers. Okay. Lawn mowers. Mowers, meaning cutting the lawn. So I have a brother-in-law in Canada who's telling me that they can grow vegetables only 3 months of the year. Naturally, some of the during the winter the ground is covered with snow. You cannot grow anything. So naturally, Even your lawn has to be cut, mowing, MOWING. That the lawn mowers may, your last year's may break down, so you may require another one. All this, no, it becomes seasonal. Maybe, even removing the snow from the ground, maybe they are making, imagine. And then it will be seasonal, isn't it? So last year's may not be working, so you require. See, last year's umbrella doesn't work this year so many times, isn't it? So, or sometimes you can use the last year's umbrella. So it's like this, at least a lot of people may require new equipment, and so that's why it's seasonal. Retail activity is seasonal, with majority of sales occurring between March and July. You know why? The company was replenishing dealers' inventory weekly. Dealers' inventory, the company was replenishing weekly. Was it a wise thing? We will see. Using direct shipping and cross docking operations. Now, what are cross docking operations? Imagine A buys some equipment from Mumbai. A is in Bangalore. See, when I say here, I mean Bangalore. So A buys something from Mumbai, and it has to come in a truck from Mumbai. Okay. So it so happens that A always buys from the same person, and when he become and he is very good with him, and both of them are good with each other in terms of sending the goods or in receiving and payment. They are very good with each other, and also A buys from the same person supplies to him, so he becomes a supply chain partner. All right. Because A is a supply chain partner of the person in Mumbai. The person in Mumbai is always very, giving Mr. A whatever things, like any goodies, like, or goodies in the meaning of reduction in cost, all this. Okay. So what happens is, A, say one particular point of time, A has ordered some goods. He's in urgent requirement, and the Mr. whoever is filling the truck and finds that A's goods occupy only half the truck. He has to send to A, and he doesn't. He says Mr. A has to pay. Oh my God, for the whole truck. It's not fair. So what he does is he has another customer B. B has to receive his goods in another 15 days. So he calls up B and says, "Can you adjust? Can you, if I send the goods right away? If I send the goods right away?" And B says, B is also a supply chain partner to the man in a man in Mumbai. So he says, "All right, fine. Put my goods in the same truck as Mr. A." And this is cross docking. Either taking B's goods with A, or taking diverse goods, instead of taking only refrigerators, you're adding something else. Okay. Say washing machines to that, or some product which is not related. It could be onions, for example, or shoes. All right, I said about onions because they smell, right? They're bad. Okay, so this is cross talking. Either cross talking is of goods, or cross talking is of another person, and it happens in supply chain management. All right, so company was replenishing dealers' inventory weekly using direct shipment and cross docking operations from source warehouses locating near the manufacturing facilities. Now, listen to this: manufacturing facilities and warehouses very close to each other. It's like a storeroom. This operation was proving too costly and too slow, so the company launched an initiative to achieve a 10% supply chain cost reduction within 4 years. Now, what they do? The path to cost reduction, the company undertook a supply chain network redesign program. All right. So, what it did is having intermediate merge centers. What do you mean by intermediate merge centers? Take it like this. Suppose there is a company supplying goods all over India. All right. There's a company supplying goods all over India. It is located somewhere in Gujarat, let's say. All right. Now, Gujarat company is the manufacturing facility. It has to supply to Delhi, to Assam, to Chennai, to Kanyakumari, to Bangalore, all over India. All right, including Ahmedabad. All right. Let's say it is in Anand, Amul. Okay, let us say Amul. Okay, so what do we have to do? Yeah, I know personally Amul people because I was in Amul in, I was in Irma in 2018. What a wonderful company and what a wonderful experience Irma was. Yeah, totally something life-changing experience it was for me. So here we are. What happens is, let us say something like Amul. It is situated in Anand, about 2 hours journey from Ahmedabad. Now, what does this company do? It cannot, every time it gets an order, it cannot keep sending from Anand, isn't it? So, it has warehouses, say one in North India, somewhere in Gurgaon, say. Whatever is the place that is well connected. Say Chennai. Chennai is well connected by road, by by somewhere outside of outskirts of Chennai, well connected by train, even the sea, everything, even by air. Similarly, somewhere for the northeast. I'm not very familiar with the geography of the northeast, so I'll not attempt telling you where. And somewhere in say outskirts of Bangalore, for example, Bengaluru, for example, and somewhere all this. So when you have warehouses, it is like this John Deere's merge centers. You go and keep your goods there, and when it and see that the goods are well protected. Now, say Amul has butter, it may require refrigerated, controlled, refrigerated places to store butter. So all that will be made, arrangement will be made. And when North India wants some dealers or stockists want, from the warehouses it will go. All right, from Bangalore it will go to say South India. From Chennai it will go to Kanyakumari, Tirunelveli. From Bangalore it may go to Belgaum. All this. So this is the what John Deere did. It made something like merge centers. So optimization of cross-dock terminal locations. It means almost the same thing. So it's also began consolidating shipments and using break bulk terminals, the same thing, during the seasonal peak. The company created its use of third-party logistics. Now, suppose Amul is responsible, say it has huge trucks, refrigerated trucks, imagine, that come from Gujarat to Gurgaon. Okay, and there's a warehouse which is refrigerated, and it is, So, but if there's a, when, say, from Gurgaon to Delhi, if, say, Delhi stockists want, it can use local, Amul doesn't need to send its trucks. It can use local trucks to send to Delhi. There will be some logistics people who have refrigerated trucks who can take from the warehouses of Amul from Gurgaon and send to Delhi. Similarly, if Amul has a warehouse in Bangalore, from Bangalore to Belgaum, local logistics people can be used. That will reduce your supply chain headaches. And one more very useful thing is vendor managed inventory. Like vendor managed inventory means, see, I was talking about, I forget the name of the company, so I'll tell you like this. Suppose Amul has, imagine, I'm using Amul's example, I hope Amul doesn't mind. Suppose Amul has servers, computer systems and servers, and imagine there is a company here in Bangalore. We'll call it ABC Company. ABC Company always buys from Amul and distributes in Bangalore. So ABC Company is a vendor. So imagine ABC Company can enter into the servers of Amul into one particular section, and it can see how much of, in its own stock, how much is there in the Bangalore warehouse, how much is there in its own company's warehouse, how much is there in the shelf, how much is there in the stock, how much it requires. So it can log in into Amul servers and tell Amul, I require so much of this. So Amul doesn't have to worry and see, does ABC company require, because ABC company is managing its own inventory. This is vendor managed inventory, which is an excellent concept, which is coming into. It is not recent, but it is helping people, to reduce their headaches. Okay, so this is what happened. There was a significant reduction in the supply chain management costs. See, when I tell you all this, you have to see. I've given you assignments. You have to think, talk in terminal warehouses. You have to talk about warehouses versus, stock. I gave you two assignments yesterday: warehouses versus stock, inventory control, inventory management, vendor managed inventory. All this should come into your assignments when you talk about the laptops from Singapore. And I told you another one from here. Okay. So we come to Intel. The second case study is about Intel. See, Intel manufactured something called the Atom chip. Okay. Mm, supply chain costs of around $5.5 per chip were bearable for units selling for 1,000, but the price of a new chip was only $20. So people wanted the new chip, and what was the problem? The chip had to work, so Intel could not make any service trade-offs. Meaning, you cannot say, okay, never mind if I don't service, it will work. No, but the chip had to work, so after sale service, all this Intel had to do. Which each Atom product being a single component, there was no way to reduce duty payments. Each you had to pay duty on each unit of the chip, each Atom chip. So Intel had already brought down packaging to a minimum, but there was a high value to weight ratio. Value was so high, weight was very little. So already there was a high value to weight ratio. The chips distribution costs could not be brought down further. So how did they do? Only option was to try to reduce levels of inventory, which at that point was, see, they kept orders for a 9-week order cycle. So they manufactured and kept in the inventory to supply ready for 9 weeks. Good morning. Sabah al khair. Yes. Good morning. Namaste. Namaskara as in Kannada and Tulu. Yeah. Sabah al khair in, yes. Salam, you say Salam alaikum, no? Yeah. And I'll say alaikum assalam. Yes. Everybody, good morning, good morning. Okay. Sorry, Sepide, I saw it just now. Never mind. I like to be distracted. Yeah. Okay. Class, the I was telling to you about the atom chip. There were two issues here. The atom chip was very small. Value to weight ratio was there. With a high value, weight is very small, and also since it was a single product, on each product, each atom chip, you had to pay money. You had to pay taxes. So there was no way you can do anything about that. Even sending it, the packaging was taken as very little, very small. Packaging, there was no way you could change it. It wasn't as if the packaging was very bulky. So the only way was to reduce inventory, and they had kept inventory ready for 9 weeks. So what did they do is, see, you may say, ma'am, it's such a silly thing. See, but when you talk about these are real issues, realities in life. Okay, so Intel decided to try make to order. It was a tough decision to take, I'm sure, but they made to order. So they started with a pilot operation using a manufacturer in Malaysia. Through a process of iteration means repetition, they gradually sought out and eliminated supply chain inefficiencies to reduce order cycle time incrementally. See, orders to cycle time is a time that you have to manufacture faster. All right. So from ordering till you receive, there is a time, isn't it? That time could be made less by manufacturing faster. So what they did is cutting the chip assembly test window, the assembly of the chip. Say you have the components ready and you assemble the chip. It was a 5 day schedule. They made it a 2 day long process. All right. So that's why from the date of ordering to receiving, it becomes less because the time of manufacture becomes less. I'm sure you understood. See, this is why I wanted to explain the case studies, not to allow you to read. You may not have understood, including standard operating procedure. See, sometimes the it becomes necessary. You do this, then this, then this. In a line. So you don't go like this. Come back. Go off into a tangent, and come back to the next procedure. So you have to be told how to make your standard operating procedures. After this, it is this. See, you have KFC and McDonald. It is said they fry the finger chips at around 340 degrees, I think. At they put the chips in at when the oil is has reached a certain level of temperature, and then they fry it only and that too they fry it with a sieve. I don't know if you know. They have a sieve like that, and they put the chips in it, and they soak it in oil for exactly 3.5 minutes and out. You understand? So you get the crunchy but soft chips. You don't get them rubbery. You understand? So these are all standard operating procedures. Like this, if you tell what to assemble first, what to assemble next, you look at this pen, class. You look at this pen. Okay, you have this part. This is a body. You have this white part, and you have this. All right. There must be a particular way in which this pen is assembled. All right. Possibly this is there, and then they put in this, and then finally they screw this white one. Suppose you put this white part first and then you do this, then it's going to be difficult. All right. The assembly inside should be complete before you can do the put in the last white part. I'm sure this white part of the pen must be one of the last parts that goes in. You understand? This thing has a mechanism that is inside, and I'm sure that mechanism has to be done first before you can do this part. You understand? So that saves time. All right, that saves time. Look at my spectacles. Do you think the lens has to be put first, or the see? You see this? You see this? You have a small here. You have something that attaches this and this. Don't you think this part and this part should go last? Yeah, and that's why it makes it assembling pretty easier. All right. So this is what standard operating procedures means. Do this, then you do this, then you do that. All right. So also they moved to a vendor managed inventory. I explained to you what it is. So they had. I'll not go into the statistics. Excuse me. I'll not go into the statistics of how much they achieved. It is there for you to see. Now next is Starbucks. I told you about Starbucks, isn't it? Let me tell you about Starbucks. Starbucks was started by Howard Schultz. But how did Howard Schultz get Schultz? I think he's into very many businesses now, big American businessman. How did he get into Starbucks? I believe there were two teachers. I forget the name of the place, Connecticut or something, and they were selling coffee. All right. I believe they gave you coffee for different moods. You're happy, one coffee. Your boss scolded you. I'm just joking. Your boss scolded you, another coffee. Your boss praised you, another coffee. You had a fight with the wife. You had, or your husband, another coffee. I'm just joking. For different moods, I believe they had different coffees, and they brought the coffee from all over the world. Now, Howard Schultz worked for what plast is that? There's a plastic company. I cannot remember. The second part is called Plast. Okay, so this company was a big plastic manufacturing company. Howard Schultz was, I think, a salesman. I'm not very sure for this company, and he was wondering why a small company somewhere in the US was buying so many plastic containers. And you know why they were buying plastic containers? They were giving off this coffee in plastic containers to their customers, and they were very popular. So he went, he found out about this, then he found out about the meaning of espresso, and then it's like you have had a tough day, go and have a coffee before you go home. Usually, the harbor workers of I think Spain and or Italy, I forget which country, they were doing that. Instead of going home and unloading your troubles to your family, you unload your troubles of the day over a cup of coffee to the person next to you or to yourself. Anyway, your troubles are unloaded with the cup of coffee, and then you go home with a cool mind. So this was the fashion or thing that people did. So Howard Schultz got the idea of having a coffee shop with an espresso machine. All right. This is the so Starbucks is pretty much a household name. So what was their cost reduction challenges? When the supply chain executive team began investing the rising costs and supply chain performance issues, they found that service was indeed falling short of expectations. See, fewer than 50% of outlet deliveries were arriving on time. All right, meaning outlet deliveries. For example, they want coffee and we do not have coffee. Whether the Starbucks manufacturing unit was producing supplying them, no, they weren't. More than 50% were saying no, we are not getting delivery on time. Several, because Starbucks has so many outlets. In India, we thought of it as a premier outlet, and so they came out in tune with what Indians thought about Starbucks as a premier coffee person, a coffee supplier or whatever. They came out in Taj hotels actually. They came out, I think, in Kozhikode, Cochin. Yeah. Yes, they came out there with the outlet in Taj hotels in Kerala first, and then now they are everywhere. Then they went to Delhi, Mumbai, etc. So these outlets were not receiving, less than 50% were receiving in time. And several poor outsourcing decisions had led to excessive expenses. I don't know what is 3PL. I'll just find out. Okay, the supply chain had, like those of many global organizations, evolved rather than grown it by design and had become unnecessarily complex. It's like it was not planned. Oh, you need it? Send it, send here. This fellow needs it. In the west, he requires, send it. East, he requires, send it. West, between west and east, he requires, send it. South, he requires, all this. So it was just like that. It had grown complex. Now, what did they do? So, Starbucks leadership had three main objectives in mind to achieve improved performance. So they were reorganized the supply chain. Essentially, it wasn't very systematized. Reduced cost to serve. Okay, reduce the cost to serve. Lay the groundwork for future capability in the supply chain. So Starbucks divided all its supply chain functions into three main groups. First one was plan, second one was make, and third one deliver. It opened a new production facility, making the total production facilities in the US from three to four. Okay. Next, the company set about terminating partnership with all its only effective, partnership, logistic partnership it kept. Others it terminated. It began managing the remaining partners via a weekly scorecard system aligned with renewed service level agreement. So anyway, what Starbucks did, you can take the take home in the Starbucks cases. The supply chain was a mess. It was reorganized. It was systematically done. All the non-profitable were pruned. Okay, pruned, cut. All the non-profitable partnerships were cut, and existing partnerships were monitored. All right, this is your take home. Results are there for you to see. Then you have the AGCO company. Um, what I'm thinking is, I think for today, I will stop here about the 7 mini cases. We'll go into what I have sent as you take is I've sent it yesterday. Please open my slide, yesterday's slide. All right, we'll talk about international operations management. Are you all ready? Okay. Operations management is the set of activities. Go to the next slide. Sorry about the pink color. If you want, you can change it for yourself. Okay. I didn't have time to change it. Is the set of activity an organization uses to transform different kinds of inputs. See, class, it is a set of activities. For what? First of all, you have inputs. What are the inputs? Materials, raw materials, components, then labor, machine time, and other resources into finished goods and services. All right. It is a transformation process, and it is a set of activities. I'm talking about operations management. All right. Production means just the manufacturing. Operations includes more. All right. International operation management relates to the transformation related activities of an international firm. I'll tell you again. Operations management essentially means transformation of raw material into finished goods and whatever goes in between. It could be labor, it could be raw materials and components, it could be machine related activity, machine time, other resources like finance, etc. All this goes into operations management. As I just now we talked about some case studies, we also talk about the reduction in time. When you talk about reduction in time, it means reduction in cost. When you talk about reducing non-profitable activities, again you mean reduction in cost. When you talk about increasing productive activities, it means leading to a increase in profit. Productive operations you improve, non-productive operations you prune it, cut it off. All right. So, operations management is done in the strategic context when you talk about international business. I told you whatever we are studying is for the sake of making strategies for effective operations, whatever operations they may be. Now, so far I was talking to you about like before yesterday I talked about international operations management, international logistics. Before that, I was talking to you about all the activities. Now, anymore today, I'm talking about yesterday and today about international logistics and international operations management. We have to connect both and talk about it as one. But what I'm trying to tell you here is anymore, I will talk about international marketing, international HRM, international finance. And once I finish that, we'll come to other parts of international business that need to do. I have a feeling I have not done international strategic alliances or global strategic partnerships. I need to do with a few examples. So wherever I feel I have not done, I'll come with examples. Even mode of operations, the last part like turnkey operations and boot, bot, and all. I have to come with some more examples. I will come to that, but currently we'll do about international operations management. Please remember all this we are doing so that international businesses can have good strategies. All right. Now this concerns. International operations concerns with the. Yesterday I told you this at the end of my class. See, first one, activities and processes connected with acquisition of resources. How to acquire the resources, where to acquire them from, how to acquire them from, needed by the firm to produce the goods and services it intends to sell. Now, goods and services it intends to sell have to be manufactured, and for these manufacturing of this, you require acquisition of resources. What resources? Raw material, water, electricity, manufacturing facility, labor, yeah, communication systems. So for all this we require yeah, all right, one second. Yeah, so for all this we require acquisition of resources. How are you going to acquire the resources? Okay, this is the first decision you have to make in international operations management. How are you going? Let us talk like this in terms of Coca-Cola. Coca-Cola has come as a foreign direct investment in Bidadi near Bangalore, right? What does Coca-Cola require? What goes into that little bottle? The bottle itself, yeah? We have glass bottles that Coca-Cola supplies Coke in. So Coca-Cola, not Coke. Coke has a different meaning, isn't it? So this carbonated drink is manufactured and sold in either plastic bottles, the big ones, 2.5 liters, 1 liter. I think the big ones, I'm not sure because I'm not a big Coca-Cola drinker. But I know that you get it with cap and glass bottles too. I know you get it in cans. I don't know whether Bidadi manufactures the cans. Let us assume they manufacture it in cans also, and they manufacture in these plastic bottles. So these plastic bottles, I heard that they come from Malaysia. They come in a small variety. If I can, I will bring it. I had somewhere, but I had gave it to somebody. Small little, look at my finger, this big. It comes thick plastic. You know, it doesn't even look like a bottle. So what Coca-Cola does is it pushes hot air into this small little thing, and it becomes like a bottle, I believe, the bottle. So now Coca-Cola brings the plastic bottles from Malaysia outside. What about the glass bottles? I really am not aware from where it brings, but possibly there are local sources. Bangalore is very resourceful, so you may be getting from someone in Bangalore who may be manufacturing it in Bangalore or bringing it from somewhere. So the same, and the cans. Or see, we have Metal Box India, etc. Imagine Metal Box India, Mumbai is supplying to Coca-Cola the cans it requires. All right. So we have taken care of the containers of Coca-Cola. Let the other thing is about the secret ingredient, which Coca-Cola naturally has to bring from its parent company, the United States of America. Then you have to talk about water. Water has to come locally. It is sourced locally. All right. They do the RO part of it, and it will be used. What about the gas, the carbonated gas? That can be manufactured, and it can be done in the manufacturing facility itself. So, if I'm not mistaken, we have taken care of the ingredients inside Coca-Cola and the containers. What about the packing? For local to sell it in Bangalore, it can come in this crates. In the crates it can come. The glasses can come in the crates. Where you have like egg crates. Where each bottle goes and it is safe from the other. What about the tins, the cans? It is tin, isn't it? What about that? And what about the plastic big wells? They may require different containers, isn't it? So think about all this and how they have to be. If it is to Bangalore, they will have special trucks only for Bangalore, which will come from Bidadi. I'm assuming as a management teacher, I'm just planning. So let us say that wherever they want in Bangalore, Coca-Cola sends trucks meant for Bangalore with all whatever, there may be glass bottles may be only for Bangalore. All right. Glass bottles may not be available for Mumbai from Bengaluru. Imagine it has only one, it has in Dera, Rajasthan also. But imagine Coca-Cola has only one manufacturing company facility in Bangalore. So suppose it is sending to other states and all that, it may not send glass bottles. It may send only plastic bottles and cans. All right. The glass bottles may be meant for only Bangalore. So Bangalore will have a special set of lorries which delivers all over Bangalore. Imagine. What about Coca-Cola going to Mumbai? So Mumbai and Bengaluru are connected by rail. Within 24 hours it will go. So there may be lorries or trucks which bring from Bidadi to the railway station where they will be loaded for Mumbai. Suppose from Mumbai to Delhi also they want to send, the trains will go. South India, maybe you'll send to Chennai. Let us say it is easier to send. Let us assume it is easier to send by sea. So from Mangalore to say one part of western part of Kerala, say Mahe or something like that, or Kannur or something like that. So imagine it, they may go to Mangalore port. Trucks may directly go to Mangalore port, or trucks may, it is cheaper to have the trucks come to Bangalore railway station. From Bangalore railway station, it will go by train to Mangalore, and Mangalore it may go to the port. From the port, it may go to all the western part of. Say, imagine trains are not available. Kannur, there is a great facility even by flight and all that. Imagine it will go by water, by ocean. So this is the way it happens. For example, in Harsh, good morning, in Bangalore, okay, with Coca-Cola. Let's imagine. So acquisition of the resources, location decisions. Next decision in operations management. Look at your slide. Location decision. Where to build the factory? Why is Coca-Cola near Bangalore? Why? Because of connectivity. All right, mainly because of connectivity. And our Karnataka state, we are a very peaceful state. Hardly any, we have, I don't want to mention it also. That is not happening. We are a very peaceful state. Our government is very, supportive. Yeah, most of our policies and all that are very supportive to MNCs. Bangalore is a great city where people can, their Coca-Cola, even if they're Americans there, they can come and stay in Bangalore. You have five-star facilities. And Bangalore gives you a lot of workforce. From Bangalore, Bidadi, everywhere, people can go and work there. They will not have a dearth of workforce. People in and around Bidadi, and as well as you want white collar workers from Bangalore. Yes, all right. Coca-Cola doesn't even need, imagine it doesn't need to build, accommodation for the workers, because people from in and around Bidadi and Bangalore will travel there. Bidadi to Bangalore, there's a train, half an hour you're there. Look at the location decisions. Third one is logistics and material management, the efficient movement of materials into and within, inside and outside the firm. Within the firm also you have to decide how you're going to, move your goods. That is also necessary. You may have these small carts. Have you seen those electric carts that go about in the railway station? You can have these carts are manufactured by Reva, and they go, and also I think they're manufactured by one more company, Remington Rand, I think. What Rand is it? Remington Rand is typewriters. Volvo also, I think, not Volvo. I forget the company and get back to you. Okay. a company. One of my students was working in that company. They manufacture this. And that's a very important case study. I will remember and I'll tell you because how they went into heavy machinery, road construction machinery. They stopped that, then went into electrical vehicle, electric vehicles, etc. So you have these electric vehicles that you can move within inside the factory. The factories are large, isn't it? And you don't want pollution, and it says you don't have it's like electric vehicles. The very main thing is you can't travel for very big distances. you know Tesla of United States makes it possible because they are making SUVs of in electrical vehicles. They are making SUVs, which we don't manufacture. India doesn't manufacture yet. So these electrical vehicles are used inside the factory to transport people inside the factory. They may even haul a few goods if electrical vehicles do not support moving a lot of heavy goods. They may take it a bit and bit at a time, or inside you may have special, like goods trucks or something like that. All right. So please remember inside the factory too. Operations management is linked with quality and productivity. All right. One aspect of quality is reliability, isn't it? Reliability comes when you supply your goods in time. Okay, when you supply your goods in time, reliability comes. Properly designed and managed operation systems and procedures play a major role in determining product quality and productivity. What is the formula for productivity in project and operations management? You learned output by input is productivity, right? Output by input is productivity. So what happens here? uh, Productivity, output by input. I told you input is also the cost of logistics. All right. Input also includes not only labor cost, etc., etc. It also includes the cost of logistics. All right. So it quality and productivity. As quality, I told you one of the aspects is reliability, etc., etc. Also, quality is conformation to what the customer wants. So suppose you're giving butter. I bought, say, Amul butter, and the Amul butter is leaking. I've been eating Amul butter from since I was very young, and that's quite a some time ago. So I I have never seen, even in the hot climate of Mangalore, I've never seen Amul butter, oozing out or falling out or getting melted. This has something very much to say in appreciation of Amul's logistics. You understand? I was even from a small child. I have been eating Amul butter. I have never seen it drip like that, or other butter for I don't know, because I have never eaten any other butter other than Amul butter. All right. So I mean in India. So there we are. If the Amul butter comes dripping, or the Amul ice cream comes dripping, then where is the quality? You understand? You don't want to drink ice cream; you want to slurp it, right? So that's why logistics goes much in the quality also. All right. Adaptation, and responding to changes in the environment. See, one example I'll give you. We don't have Skittles in India, isn't it? Skittles. We have gems, the small little things, candy, the chocolate blob of chocolate with some icing outside. Have you ever Cadbury's gems? Have you ever? You may keep it in the fridge and keep it out, and then they may become sticky to your hands. But when you buy, have you ever found them sticky? Whether you're in the hot climate of Mangalore or Mumbai or Chennai or cool climate of Bangalore, they remain the same, isn't it? There is some technique that keeps them the same. We keep it in the fridge and keep it out, maybe they'll get sticky. The color may come on your hands, but otherwise they don't. This is one thing to say about the quality. All right. Now let's look at this slide. Technological advancements, regional and local changes to customer tastes and preferences, shifting price levels, and the action on their computer of their competitors in a constantly changing global arena can be managed if there's a well-designed operation systems. Now, in this slide, there are 4 or 5 points that I need to explain to you with examples. That is why I do not want to go too much into this thing today. I think we have done about 55 minutes of class. I think I'll stop here. I want you to mull over whatever has been done today, mull over the examples I've given you, and decide how you are going to write your assignments. There is a lot I need to tell you. It's not okay to say, just say technological advancements, you know what. I'm not going to say that. I'm going to tell you the technological advances with case studies, and only then you will really remember what it is. If you're a logistical manager tomorrow, you should remember the case studies and use it in practical life. That's my aim for you. All right. So, with this, I will say bye to you, seniors. I hope you enjoyed my class. Yeah. And I hope I made you think. I heard some of you have started class yesterday evening. I hope all the classes are going on well. I wish you all the best. Stay at home. Yeah. Stay at home. Stay safe. Just now there was news that the lockdown will continue till May 3. Don't crib about it. There's nothing to crib about. As I was telling the juniors, as long as you can get onions and tomatoes and potatoes, you can make a huge, lovely bhaji. You can make it green, you can make it yellow, you can make it red. You can smash the potatoes once, you can have mashed potatoes. You can have so many varieties of just onion yes, Mariale. Onion potatoes without tomatoes, with tomatoes. Add a little coconut to it or a curd to it. You can make so many varieties with just onion, tomatoes, and potatoes. Okay, 10 to 12 varieties. Don't crib that you're not getting chicken, mutton, fish, you're not getting that, you're not getting this. We are getting. We are getting milk, isn't it? We are getting curd. We are getting most of the things that is required for sustenance and survival. It's not just survival. And most of it I can see biryani is made of yeah, one of my students, Anirudh, yesterday he posted biryani made of paneer. What a lovely idea. It looked delicious. We can make many things. Learn to cook, learn to sing, learn to play the keyboard or drums. You can use back of some vessels. People use the back of some vessels, kitchen vessels, the round ones, the flat ones, to make tabla. You can make your own music. You can play chess. You can improve so many things you can do. So don't crib. We are the educated people. Thanks be to God. If you see the percentage of people who get higher education in the world and in our country, the percentage is really, really small. So we are the privileged class of the world, privileged class to have an MBA. All right. So I wish you all the best. Stay home, stay safe, stay healthy. I know some of you have small children back in your place and you're missing them. But I'm sure you have internet and you can interact with them. Even your phones allow you video calls, video chats. So enjoy yourselves, stay happy, stay safe, and I'll come back tomorrow for your class at 11 sharp. Bye everyone. Take care. Jai Hind. Jai Karnataka.